Well, I tell you what, it's great being out here. It's hot, but that's part of it. That's Texas for you. And you got to remember back in the day, it was the Comanche and the Apache that used to reside here. It's from them that I've learned the ways of this landscape, how to live amongst it.
Did you learn that from the elders?
No, I did an online course, ComancheIndianWays.com, I think it was. But your snakes, that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, especially around here, water moccasins.
Your water moccasins over
water
there.
moccasins.
You've got your copperheads,
Yeah.
your rattlers, a couple of species of that,
Grass snakes.
and your Australian brown this time of year.
Australian brown.
What?
Australian brown out here.
You wouldn't get them here, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You said Australian brown, you're listing all the Texas snakes.
Why the hell would I say there's an Australian brown snake here?
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because we're in a different continent right now, and we're in Texas.
Yeah, that's right, they can't travel.
Yeah, they can't get on a boat or get on a plane
No,
or
they
anything,
can't.
so why would they be here?
Exactly, good point. So don't mention it again.
Well, I didn't.
The point is, they're dangerous. You get bitten by one of those rattlesnakes. An average man's got maybe, 4 or 5 minutes to live, A woman, probably seconds.
Sounds a bit sexist.
Snakes aren't sexist, Tom.
The Hartland USA journey is coming to an end, but the Texas Tourism Board wants to show their appreciation by throwing the team a wrap party at their Austin motel.
When you get invited to a pool party at your motel, you just gotta take it.
They party long into the night, but ever the professionals, they are up early in the morning, trying to squeeze as much as they can into the last couple of days.
Texas is a vast state. Let's find out a little bit more about it.
There are still many small towns they have yet to explore, so they take a quantity, not quality kind of approach.
Oh, g'day, look, here we are in another little town here in Texas called LaGrange. You've probably heard of it. Billy Gibbons, ZZ Top, the famous song. Yep. But other reasons as well. Remember the movie Best Little Whorehouse in Texas with Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton? Great movie. Well, that was set right here. And the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas was set in this very place. I wish I'd known that at the time, because we pretty much went to the worst little whorehouse in Texas, about 50 miles back that way last night. But you live and learn on these travel shows. You can't get it right all the time. As I said, half your research pulls off, the rest doesn't. You did it right though, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
They travel further south and stop at yet another bar. And while Tom chats on the phone to his fiancée, Leigh is constantly on the lookout for yet another interview. Bingo. He meets a guy who takes Leigh out to the parking lot to show him his concealed weapon.
This is, I call it a Jack Sparrow. I think it's 80 caliber.
Well, it's going to take a little while, I suspect, to load this, wouldn't it, Charlie?
Yeah, it's a one-shot wonder, if you will.
Yeah.
So you got to have 3 of them.
I've got to be honest, Charlie, that's not quite what I expected when you said you were packing heat out in the truck.
I think I bought this because everyone in Texas is running around with guns.
Yeah, let's get to the bottom of that. So most people in a truck like this, they'll be packing in the car somewhere.
Yes, typically in their console, so it's easy to reach. They won't have one this cool.
How about on the automatic weapons? What's your take on that? Is that necessary?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
And a lot
Okay.
of people are really into that, Oh, I got my AK and all
Yeah.
this, They think, I don't know if it's zombies or
Yeah.
the government who they're
Yeah.
getting ready for, but you got to keep it in the back of your mind that somebody potentially has
Yeah.
a gun.
Okay. You never said it was loaded.
Right.
Sorry about that.
Excuse us.
Another top interview under his belt, but Leigh is forced to discipline Tom for losing focus. While the Cadillac is briefly double booked for a wedding, the team use a rental car to go to a Cabela's gun store.
Have you got the key?
When you come to Cabela's, you just got to check out the North American big game display. It's all here. You got your elk, your moose, your white-tailed deer, of course, your grizzlies, and your polar bears. It's all here. Even your North American pine marten. I remember stalking one of those a few years back, 3 or 4 weeks. I stalked it through the Oregon forest. Got away on me. Very stealthy. I was with a crossbow, of course. Probably should have had the 12 gauge. But anyway, everything else here I pretty much nailed at some point. Joe, a lot of stuff here. What do you sell guns most for? Is it hunting, home protection, target range shooting?
So we actually sell a variety of guns, everything from hunting, self-defense, you know, just going to the range,
Yep.
really just from A to Z.
Leigh hits a gun range to see why there's such a fascination with firearms.
We haven't really talked about American gun culture on this show yet. I didn't really... So hunting's pretty big here in Texas?
It is, definitely. It's a big part of Texas. It's something that's been around since, you know, Texas was established, and there's a lot of game, big game, small game.
Huge, aren't they, a polar bear? Just imagine yourself up there in the Arctic. That's coming at you. All you can do, top tip, roll over into a ball as it gets on you, gently squeeze his testicles if you can, and he'll run. If it's a female, of course, with cubs or something, you don't have a shit show. But moose over there. And when you come to Cabela's, it's not just about the adults. You got your old-fashioned candy, and of course, semi-automatic air rifles for the kids. And it's not just about guns here at Cabela's. You can also get a conceal and carry handbag to conceal your handgun when you're out and about shopping or at a restaurant or something, or even on a Tinder date. You don't really want your handgun hanging out of your bag. These are made of finest leather or a cheaper version, vinyl, of course.
Believe it or not, a lot of women come in looking for personal defense, firearms, and they purchase those bags to, you know, feel more comfortable carrying them.
Yeah, sure, and but good handbags too. You wouldn't have to put a gun in them. You know, you could put what you wanted there.
Leigh was pretty impressive with the AK-47, but how does he rate with a handgun?
That's a bit better. And how about with Texas, of course, it's a state to itself. That's what we're finding. It's a very sort of proud state that doesn't like being told what to do, does it, by other, you know?
We really don't. You know, you got a lot of humble people, a lot of good, wholehearted people with good, you know, traditional values.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Joe. I'll just take an AK-47 and we'll catch you later. Thanks, mate.
After the break, more action from Texas. Snagachangi sausages from Grillstein's. If they're not Snagachangies, they're probably not sausages. With the Heartland series nearly over, Tom has a chance to reflect on how it's all going.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. He's throwing himself into this. He's giving it his all. It's just a bit worried about the budget, really, to be honest, more than anything of the show. We're sort of the places we're staying, the quality's depleting there.
Meanwhile, Leigh continues to baffle the locals.
I don't know if you know anything about horses or cattle or anything.
Well, what kind? I like the Shetland ponies, and I do. Your miniature horses, you know, your small Shetlands, your Shetland blue.
Miniature horses. Why?
Yesterday, I was working on a cattle ranch. I don't know anything about cows. It's sort of...
Yeah, sorry, mate, to interrupt your diary cam, is it? Have you sold those tripods yet?
No. No, I haven't. We don't even own the tripod. We hired those.
Oh, sorry, mate, by the way, this will be your last diary cam, okay? We can't really afford to do any more, so sorry about that. But anything else you want to say before you...
Not really. I sort of... Yeah, we're
Okay,
gonna...
we'll cut it there then. Cut it there if we could. Just cut it there. I don't want to pay for any more of this, okay?
Okay.
Well, just south of Austin is the historic town of Lockheart, and I tell you what, you know, without being too cliche, when you think of a Texas town, this is kind of what you imagine. Doesn't look like it's changed much, but has it? Let's find out more. What does make Texas? What is a Texan?
Well, you got to embrace what Texas is all about. People came here when it was nothing, and there was a lot of things to fight. You know, snakes, floods, droughts, all these things. So if you didn't have your stuff together, you didn't make it. If the guy you're riding with gets hurt, you do your job plus his job so that the job gets done, and he has his money at the end of the day so he can eat and feed his family. I don't know, it's just, Texas just has that swagger.
There's a sense now in Texas that you're struggling to hang on to it or fearful that it might go.
I got here 10 years ago, and I was lucky enough to experience the cattle ranches. But it's closing because of all the tech and, you know, Tesla and all those other things, where there used to be cows, cotton, and family heritage. I would just really wish that people who would come would embrace what Texas is all about.
Fair enough, yeah.
This rope here is from the gentleman in this movie.
The Alamo movie with John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Fantastic. So you're giving that to me, are you?
No!
Oh, okay.
Mindful that he is squeezing too much into the episode, Leigh goes for a change of pace.
Well, it's times like this and places like this that make you think, God, it's good to be alive. If I said the names Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, you'd know who I was talking about. But many other people landed on the moon as well. One of them, Gene Cernan, part of the Apollo 17 crew. He was the last person to ever walk on the moon. Let's head down to the Houston Space Center and find out more about him. Well, here, of course, is where they faked the moon landings. Of course they didn't. Right behind me, you see a depiction of Gene Cernan here. Apollo 17, 1972, the last mission to the moon. You'll notice I've got the moon buggies by now, allowing them to travel further and do all their experiments on the moon. So anyone that says they never landed on the moon can shove it right up their ass.
For the first time in 50 years, NASA plans on returning to the moon with the Artemis program.
Yes. Here's the site of the original moon landings. We have Apollo 11 right here. Apollo 17 up there, that was Gene Cernan's mission, all in the same area. Notice this, the new Artemis mission is at the South Pole. Why? They believe they may have water there, and that's going to be helpful for them. Let's find out more. Yeah, well, it's a little late to come on as a sponsor now, isn't it? Yeah, well, look, I know everybody's talking about the show. That's the whole point. Yeah, okay, thank you. You know, the Artemis mission was just a stepping stone for a manned trip to Mars, but it's not the first time we've sent probes to Mars. My great uncle Kenny was involved in a mission back in 1976 that sent a roving camera to the red planet. The only issue was someone left the lens cap on. This was a $7 billion disaster, and a lot of heads rolled at NASA that week, but not my great uncle Kenny. He moved on to the space shuttle program. Sorry, you're right, my fault. I got you. Beautiful, isn't she? There's the space shuttle atop of 747 there. When my great uncle Kenny got shifted to the space shuttle program here, one of his jobs was cost cutting. You'll notice those dark heat-resistant tiles there for re-entry. Great uncle Kenny suggested replacing those with easy-to-clean bathroom tiles from a local bathroom center here in Houston. Not everybody was convinced, and a lot of the astronauts are a little reluctant to be re-entering from space with nothing but easy, clean bathroom tiles between them and certain deaths. So, yeah, 6-1 really. Well, our exclusive tour of NASA continues. I'm going to take you inside there and show you inside the space shuttle.
Leigh wants to show the viewers just how technical the space shuttle is.
I don't think I can stress just how complicated it is to do poos in space. And this is another area where my granduncle Kenny came into play, designing the space toilet. As a former conductor on the train from Christchurch to Greymouth, he knew all about the vortex sucking effect you can get when doing poos on a train at high speed. And he designed a similar feature for this, with an airlock, of course, which meant the poos get sucked into space at great speed. The small things like this really made a big difference. Come on through, fellas, have a look, it's incredible. Come on in, come on in. Check out the space toilet.
After the break, more action from NASA, and we remember the Alamo.
You know, if you're watching a top show like Heartland, it's best to enjoy it with a few snacks. And it doesn't matter what time you watch the show, because Night and Day have got you back.
Night and Day. They're open at night and during the day.
Are you going to pay for this, sir?
Oh, sorry, I thought that would be part of the whole ad thing.
Oh, no, sorry, sir.
Leigh is at the NASA Space Center, giving us an exclusive view of the facility.
Now, I promised you exclusive access to NASA and all its facilities, so you're probably wondering who all these other people are on the tram. Well, I tell you what, they're extras I've paid to ride on the tram with me to show you what it's like on a normal tourist day. We'll get you there. We'll get you exclusive stuff. Don't worry about that. We promised you some pretty big stuff on the show, and it does not get bigger than this. The Saturn V rocket, used during the Apollo program to put man on the moon. Pretty impressive.
This massive rocket is broken into 3 stages and is powered by liquid fuel. Each launch cost $185 million.
A lot of people often ask, what did my great Uncle Kenny do on the Apollo missions? Well, he worked on this stage here, the final stage, and he later took some of that technology with him when he invented the Crinkle Hopper 4000 when he made Snackachangy potato chips. Keeps them very crispy in that sort of kettle fried kind of environment, but pretty impressive stuff. Well, this is interesting. Right behind me is the Mercury rocket that launched Alan Shepard, the first American into space. The same rocket used to launch the space chimps. Remember the space chimps were used before they put man into space? Started off as pretty successful, but a bit of a PR disaster. A lot of the times, once the chimps got into zero gravity atmosphere, they just tended to masturbate profusely in the space. That wasn't great once they started televising the missions. To be fair, a couple of the early astronauts also did the same, but they were let go pretty swiftly and got sort of more of a desk job, I suppose, yeah.
Leigh gets exclusive access to the current Artemis training facility.
Yeah, not quite the exclusive access I was hoping to give you, but here we are, the astronaut training facility here at NASA. Pretty incredible. They're preparing for the Artemis moon trip and also a trip to Mars by the end of the decade. You know, thanks to my great uncle Kenny, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, people like this, I was inspired to join NASA myself. About 10, 15 years ago, I applied a rigorous process, a lot of tests. My calculus, top-notch, stats, mathematics, my general navigation, also very good, my astronomy. But at the end of the day, I was just too fat, and they didn't accept me. But by all accounts, their future missions are going to be a lot more inclusive. There's going to be women involved, even an Asian, and of course, someone who's clinically obese. So that's exciting. Well, to quote those immortal words spoken on Apollo 13, Houston, we have a problem. Our problem is we run out of time. If you're ever in Houston, be sure to visit the NASA Space Center. It's incredible, well worth a visit, and tell them I sent you. Brent, I don't know if you have to film me all the time, you know what I mean? I don't always have something amazing to say. You can't just turn it on and off, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
The team arrived in San Antonio.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Are you ready?
You know, one thing you never quite get used to in the States is the tipping system. You know, really simple, really. A lot of the places will give you an option of 15%, 20%, 25%, 18%. I like to work it out myself. I'm going to go 18%. So we've got this lovely meal costs $113. So, well, if you go 10% of 100, that's 13. You've still got $13 left somehow. So that's what, $7? Well, that's more than the bill. No, hold on. So you'd have 18 as a times by percentage, or would you divide it? 80% of 113 is 0.25. Sorry, one, whack it on there, call it 18, call it... Just call it $20, shall we? Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Take care, buddy. Thank you.
Remember the Alamo, we all know the expression, but where did it come from? Well, right behind me is the Alamo, a fort in 1836, the scene of a great battle, a battle that actually went on for about 6 weeks. Colonial forces with big names like Davy Crockett were held up in there. Eventually, though, Mexican forces who they were trying to repel overran them. They were defeated. Most of them perished, and perhaps no battle resonates so largely with American people. Perhaps Gettysburg, the Battle of the Little Bighorn. Of course, here, Pearl Harbor. Less of a battle, more of an attack, and it's a day that will live in infamy. And I've certainly come a long way to make that point. We better get back to Texas.
Leigh heads back to San Antonio to continue with his history lesson.
In many ways, it was victory and defeat, though. The fact that they lost here, the way they fought, the bravery, served to unite the colonial forces and claim Texas as their own. Texas became part of the Union. A lot of history. I'd like to take you in there, actually, but it's closed now. But a lot of history here in San Antonio. Let's check out some more.
Leigh has been given the address of University professor Eduardo Rodriguez. It's a big campus, and Leigh somehow goes to the wrong address. Drama. He's walked into a frat party, and now he has no choice but to join the festivities.
Well, a lot of people might be saying, where's that history on San Antonio? Well, I'll say to them, how about the future of San Antonio right here? Kappa Kappa Delta, here at Trinity University, having fun. Let's go meet some of them. What's a fraternity for us in New Zealand? We don't really understand this. What's it all about?
If you go to some state schools, it's just all about like partying and stuff. But around here, I feel like it's more just like brotherhood, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's a support system to rely on. People that, no matter what, you always got people to have your back.
Leigh meets one of the founding members of Kappa Kappa Delta.
I'm here with Rush Olson. Now check this out. That's Rush Olson back in '87. Were you one of the founding members there, Rush?
I was. So when they pledge, they have to memorize the founding members.
Yep.
And so once they hear my last name, there's always this, oh, that's the Olson.
The big O, the big O.
They have never called me that, but that'd be sweet if they did.
Do you still have contact with a lot of those guys?
Oh, sure,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, they're going to be
That's
pretty darn excited to hear about all of this because, you know, New Zealand is an important country, and the idea that we now have a presence there, that's big.
They probably won't hear about it, but look, that doesn't really matter.
Luckily for Leigh, Rush says pretty much what we imagine Professor Rodriguez might have said.
That's one of the great things about San Antonio and this whole area of Texas is so many cultures come together. There's a whole thing called the Institute of Texan Cultures here, and it talks all about how the settlers from Spain, from Mexico, indigenous tribes, Europe, all came here and formed their own little communities and then melded together.
Yeah.
The other thing you have to keep in mind, though, is Texas as itself bonds. More than even the regions in Texas, you see a lot of pride in Texas. Kappa Kappa Delta was just named Best Frat in Texas by Frat Bros magazine.
I'll tell you what, Rush, you're really starting to bore the hell out of me now, so I might just go get another beer if that's okay. Thank you. How could I join a fraternity like this? Am I too old now?
We're not ageist here. I mean, you want to be an honorary member? We can set
I'd love
that
to be
up.
an honorary member, yeah.
We got a few like special ceremonies that you'll have to do, but like if you wanted to, if you're down.
Well, I end up having to give you like $10 a week or something.
No.
Okay. Right, I'll take my pants off, I suppose, and we'll get on with the ceremony, eh? I don't have to take my pants off.
I mean, not if you don't want to. Do you pledge yourself to strength?
Yes, I do.
Leigh is formally inducted into Kappa
Do
Kappa
you pledge yourself
Delta.
to wisdom?
Yes.
Sergeant at Arms, the paddle. And now for your initiation.
The Hartland USA journey has come to an end. As promised, Leigh has met the people. He has worked with them, played with them, eaten with them. We're still not sure if he has slept with them. So what have they learned? Probably very little. And where to from here? Legend has it that Leigh is already in Europe, doing it all again. So, adios from me, and thanks for watching. Y'all come back now, you hear?